I'm telling you right now, 99% of the people watching this video never roleplayed a halfling. Maybe they did play halflings, but they were roleplaying humans. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyone can play the game the way they want, but if you're like me and you think that D&D ancestries should be different from each other, and it's actually more enjoyable to play them like that, then this video is for you. Welcome to Arcadian. This is the D&D tutorial. I started this series to show the basics of the game for new players, but lately I have been focusing on more advanced topics, namely what makes each ancestry different from a narrative standpoint, and how to roleplay them better. So far we covered elves and dwarves, check those out in the eye up there if you still haven't, which means that only one ancestry remains from the core four. Since I'm not gonna bother talking about humans, you should know very well how to roleplay those. So let's talk about halflings. These tiny humanoids with hairy feet are the please don't sue us version of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. I believe they were called hobbits initially, but a legal challenge from the Tolkien estate forced D&D to change their name. From all the four core races, I think that these are the hardest to grasp, and I myself struggled for a long time trying to figure out what made halflings different and not just really short humans. 5th edition tells us that halflings are a simple and good-natured people who are happy simply for being alive. They are humble and practical and curious and generous and don't dream of glory or treasure. Instead, they value the mundane, mainly their friends and family. They savor the simple pleasures of life, like sharing food with their family, exchanging stories by the fireplace, tending to their gardens, taking a nap under a tree, and so on so on. I don't like these descriptions very much. When the books give you a communal personality to an ancestry, it seems unrealistic. This might seem strange coming from the guy who says that different species should have different average personalities, but that's when we know the why. If I'm told that all halflings are like this because they are like this, without any reason, it does nothing to inform my roleplay. It seems like facts written on a rulebook decided arbitrarily by the game designer. In other words, it breaks immersion. So I'm always more interested in knowing, or at least guessing, the whys behind each ancestry's personality traces. The books don't offer us a clear answer for this cheerful and lazily humble personality of the halflings, but I can share with you my two main hypotheses. First, it seems that halflings are very proficient in blending in, integrating with communities of other ancestries, and maintaining good relationships. For sure, their open and loyal personality contributes a lot to maintain these peaceful relationships, but what came first, the friendly personality or the friends? I think that it's possible that halflings evolved this way and adopted this philosophy because of politics. Even if unconsciously, halfling communities are neutral by nature. They don't engage with foreign settlements or nations in the same way humans or elves or dwarves do, and no one ever engages them like that either. Basically, they are never at war. They are never considered a threat. This might be a side effect of this particular lifestyle that they have, but I think that it can also be something that developed over the centuries to allow them to survive. Some elves even go as far as stating that the universe itself protects the halflings from war. According to them, the way halflings bypass all conflict is nature's way to protect the purity of their lifestyle. Regardless, what is true is that halfling communities see the rise and fall of neighboring nations while they persist, calmly living their lives in their utopian enclaves. I believe there's a connection here. The second reason for their personality, I believe, ties with their innate luck. It is one of their most defining traits, so much that it's an actual feature that they have in the game. Supposedly, their goddess, Yondala, is the source of this luck. It's her who, when a halfling falls down a roof, makes them so lucky that they land on the pile of hay conveniently stacked there. But this luck also manifests in unexpected ways some other times, like when a halfling has the bad luck of falling in a river, only for the current to drag them to a cave where a treasure is buried. Think about what having such prodigious luck would do to you. You would probably start embracing everything that happened to you more easily, trusting that your luck would save you if things ever get out of hand. You'd become more trusting, even more carefree. Maybe this really is the core reason of why the halfling communal mindset evolved in this direction. Now, all of this applies to the standard halfling, right? It's something that you can consider when making your halfling character, how these traits factor in their personality, or if they break the mold, what is the reason for that. But what we discussed so far applies mostly to normal halflings. What about adventurers? Well, the truth is, according to the Forgotten Realms lore at least, halflings aren't made to be adventurers. These common personality traits that most of them share compel them to follow a lifestyle completely opposite to an adventurer's. There's this great line in the player's handbook telling you how dwarves see halflings. It goes something like, "Halflings, they're okay, but can you name a halfling adventurer?" The halfling adventurer is the exception, not the norm. Why? But simply because they're happy. Most halflings take so much pleasure from the simple things in life that they see no reason to go looking for happiness anywhere else. Now let us ask the opposite question. If that's true, what makes a halfling go adventuring? Normally, it's the extraordinarily curious halflings who end up becoming adventurers, motivated since a young age to explore and discover what else the world has to offer. The halflings call these hyperactive young ones fancy feet, which is quite adorable. There is also another reason why I think halflings take up an adventuring life. All halflings have a very special relationship with stories. Their houses are filled with trinkets and treasures, but while other ancestries display them in full splendor to convey their opulence, halflings have no such intentions. For them, each object represents a story or a memory, and they love nothing more than sharing those stories with their guests when they ask about specific trinkets. And when a halfling elder hosts a gathering for sharing stories, each storyteller trying to outdo the last one until the elder finally joins in and spins a story capable of delighting any bard, that's when halfling storytelling truly comes to life. And since many of these stories are told from experience, many halflings are driven to, well, live. And for fancy-footed halflings, this means going out there and crafting their own legends, so they can later come home and tell everyone this most amazing tale. And this also tells us a very important thing about halflings, that might also be true for other ancestries, but that we often forget. In the end, they want to come home. Their goal is not to keep adventuring forever, but to return to their friends and family, to live the rest of their lives in peace and happiness with this awesome story to tell. I hope that in this video you found inspiration for your halfling characters and that you came to understand them better. It was one of my least favorite D&D races until I started researching on them. As usual, keep in mind that you are not in any way forced to follow these guidelines. Simply use them as inspiration. I will leave you with one final piece of information which has nothing to do with D&D but may also inform your roleplay and character creation of halfling characters. The reason why Tolkien told The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings through the eyes of hobbits was because he wanted to show that, in a world of powerful mages, mighty warriors, and dangerous beasts, even normal, little, and mundane people could achieve great things. I hope you like this video. Check out the ones I did for dwarves and elves and all the ones I'll do in the future. It's all in the playlist for the D&D tutorial. And if you want to check out my art or just follow me outside of YouTube, I invite you to my artist pages as well. Thank you for watching. I'm the first Arcadian, and shortcuts make delays, but inns make longer ones.